How is it going, everyone? It's Johnny Bead here with a very special episode of the Streamer Stories podcast. I've not got one guest today, I've got three guests, and we're all talking about one thing, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Hi, everyone! How are you all doing?
Hello.
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 Oh, it's so good to see your faces. So we got, you guys want to introduce yourself? So, Game Mistress, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hello, everybody. My name is Therese. I'm a retro streamer who streams on original hardware. You can find me on YouTube as Game Mistress, on Twitch as Game Mistress, and on Twitter and Instagram. So I'm a Twitch partner who donates 20% of my revenue to animal shelters around the world, and I am crazily in love with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I couldn't say any about myself. Monster, what about yourself, sir?
Okay, I'm pretty similar without the partner side of everything. But no, I do have like a variety of stuff I do. Like I do a lot of Resident Evil. I'll speed run. I play Final Fantasy as well. I'm learning speed run for that in the background. But I play a lot of original consoles as well, with like Sonic being one, obviously, on Mega Drive. So yeah, and Dreamcast, of course.
Awesome. And then Sangamushi, hello.
Hello, I'm Tangamushi. I'm an Irish retro and indie horror streamer over on Twitch, but I also make a lot of video essays and reviews over on YouTube as well. Yeah, and I grew up with Sonic, as you can imagine, so big fan of that as well.
Oh, perfect. Oh, love you all. You're all amazing. Yes, I'm so excited to get this off the ground. So yeah, we're all talking about Sonic the Hedgehog today, and our memories playing the games, and I'm sure we can have some interesting debates as well as we go along. So yeah, let's start right from the beginning, guys. So what is our first memories of playing Sonic? Like, what? I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting set of stories. This, so I'm gonna pick someone. I'm gonna pick Monster. You go first. So yeah, what's your origin stories of Sonic?
Okay, so my first ever Sonic was actually Sonic 2, believe it or not. To memory anyway, at least. I just remember just falling in love with that game instantly. The fact that you had two players on it as well, and you had the split screen, the music, it just, everything about that game just yelled out my childhood, basically. So it was just every single day I would play it after school, or like on the weekend, some friends over, or my brother. It's just, I grew up with it, and I just absolutely love the game. Awesome. And yeah, and then obviously went to buy in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and that was my favorite Sonic afterwards.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Did you play two-player with your brother, or was it just solo at the time?
I played two-player with my brother on Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Not a lot, I'd say, but more my friends than anything.
Nice. Okay, Tango, what was your
Oldest memory of a game, period, has to be Sonic Adventure 1 on the Dreamcast, not the GameCube version. It feels like everyone plays the GameCube version, but I was on the Dreamcast, and I remember playing it a lot with my sister as well, because that had a co-op mode that I feel no one brings up either. But the co-op modes on the Sonic Adventure games, those are my oldest memories. Genuinely, I think that was the first game I ever played, to be honest. So Sonic's been there from the beginning for me. Yeah.
Excellent. And Teresa.
So I was 2 years old. I was watching TV, and I was in my nappies. Thanks, Mom. And suddenly I saw Sonic in the TV. It's like, Mom, what's that? And she said, that's Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like, I need a Sega, because I was gaming actually since then. So my parents gave me a Sega Mega Drive for Christmas, but there was no Sonic. And I was like, oh, poop. Right before my birthday, I was 1 month after Christmas, my dad sat next to me and said, all right, I'm seeing you not enjoying the Sega, what's up? I said, well, there's no Sonic. So, okay, he brought out the catalog. Which game do you want? I want Sega Mega Compilation, or Sonic Mega Compilation with the teddy bear, because there was a Sonic teddy bear included. What? So I got that for my birthday, and the first game I played was Sonic 2 with me dad, and what our biggest surprise was, we finished Sonic 1 first, we got like all the Chaos Emeralds and the perfect ending. But at 2, we were like, wait, there's 7 Chaos Emeralds? And we got Super Sonic together, and I was over the moon, over the top, like, no way, this is too awesome, because me and my dad were trying for weeks to get all the Chaos Emeralds together. And so, yeah, he's been there since I was a baby.
Oh, amazing. I didn't know there was a Teddy with Sonic compilation. I never got a Teddy with my Sonic compilation. So that's not fair. No, that's not fair.
I still have the Teddy. He's actually
cool.
Sitting on my window.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh man, yeah. No, I got Sonic compilation because I wanted to get Sonic 2. But I started gaming late. I started playing on a Mega Drive back in 1998. which the PlayStation 1 was well established by that point, and I had the Mega 6-pack of games, and I played Sonic 1. So Sonic 1 was my OG. And and then made my way to Sonic 2 and stuff. And then I found out about Sonic and Knuckles, so I wanted to play Sonic 2 and Knuckles, and I couldn't. So I tried to get Sonic 2. It was in the catalogue, Sonic 2, yeah. And they went, sorry, we got no Sonic 2 in stock, but you can have Sonic Compilation. I already had a copy of Sonic Compilation. So I couldn't actually play Sonic 2 and Knuckles for years later. So, goodness me. But no, you got a Teddy. I didn't get a Teddy. It's not fair. So,
you want to see him?
Yeah, yes.
Of course we do.
Okay.
If we're showing Sonic goodies, I've got this actually. With Sonic Mania, I got this. Hoping I don't destroy everything on the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, that is nostalgic.
Oh, those are adorable.
That's so cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
There he is.
I think I vaguely remember that. Oh my god! So
I remember that. Yeah.
Did you
Sorry,
Sorry.
that's my fault.
no, you go.
No, I was just saying. I just remember it. I remember it, but I do not remember it being with the compilation.
No, did you have to pay extra? Oh, that's what you won't know, would you?
It was the bonus. It was like a pre-order bonus or something. I don't know. I just saw if you buy Sonic Mega compilation, you get the Teddy included. I'm like, Dad, Teddy important. It's Sonic.
yes. No, I got this for Sonic Mania. That was really cool. It came with like
awesome.
It came with like the special box as well that like you can flip it inside out to make it look like a Mega Drive box as well. Yeah. So, oh man, awesome stuff. So yeah, who's everyone's favorite character? Is it Sonic? Is it someone else? Who's our favorite characters, guys? Who's anyone want to go first?
To me, it's of course Sonic, but I love Tails because I love the friendship Sonic and Tails have. They have a solid brother kind of relationship, and I find that so adorable that they never give up and they always help each other out. So Tails is my second favorite character. I know a lot of people hate him because he can really grieve you in Sonic 2, but once you play Sonic 3 and he can fly and swim and become Super Tails of the fourth flick, he's like, yeah, Tails is freaking amazing. I just love Tails because he's such a cute little fox. He's relatable. He got bullied. Sonic saved him. And he is such a cute little genius. Who doesn't love a cute fox like that?
You sold him actually to me there. Yeah, I'm not Team Tails.
No, I'm not either.
That was well sold. So what yourself, Monster? Whose side are you on? You Sonic?
Well, on Sonic 2, definitely not Tails. I'll tell you that now. But otherwise it'll be Sonic, obviously being obvious one. But Knuckles is my second favorite. Otherwise, because just the abilities he's got to be able to like just glide and climb, and it's just. He's awesome. He's called Knuckles for a reason. He can use his knuckles.
Oh yeah,
so.
For sure. How about you, Tango? Who's your favorite?
I don't know if any of you guys watched the Sonic OVA from the 90s.
Yes!
Yeah, I was obsessed with that growing up. I'll probably bring it up again later, knowing me. But that like solidified my love for Metal Sonic. I don't know what it was, but as a kid, I was just like, he's Sonic, but he's like bad and evil, and he's like metallic, and I don't know, there was something that I really loved his design. I loved his concept, and then in the OVA, obviously heartbreaking what happens at the end of it, but it's just a cool idea. I just loved Metal Sonic. He'll always be my favorite.
He is cool. He is really cool. Yeah, I'm I'm on Monster side in terms of I like Knuckles. You know what? And sorry to mention, we mentioned it off stream off the podcast before about Sonic Origins. We will bring it up, I know, but that really, I played all four old Sonics recently and mission matched and changed them all around, and I honestly loved playing as Knuckles. It was so fun just to play as Knuckles. I actually found Tails a bit awkward because you can jump on things and then double jump and he flies, and I just found that concept to be quite awkward. I don't know. But,
Knuckles is also hard mode because he can't jump very high, so it's a very nice challenge to play as Knuckles, and he has the least stages of all characters, which is really interesting.
No, it's very true. And also, this is just for me, so I got to say it. I got to ask you: when did you know that Tails stood for miles per hour? I mean, I didn't know this for years. I only found this a few years ago. Does anyone else know this recently, or has everyone found this out when they were a kid and I'm just a dum-dum? Is everyone just being quiet?
I didn't know until, I'll be honest, my mother read it out to me. Oh, it's miles per hour. It stands for Tails, but it never registered. I'm like, 4 years ago, like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Oh, that's just naughty.
I think that was 30-year-old me going, wait a minute, to be honest. Oh, man.
Admittedly, I wasn't either, so don't worry about that. Obviously, you see it on the start of Sonic 2, where it says, like, featuring Miles' Tails prowess. But,
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I didn't know that's what it stood for.
No, I didn't. I say I was too young, but I don't know. Obviously, I was just too dumb. So, okay. So, I mean, let's talk about Sonic levels. I mean, this will be quite interesting as well, and depending if we're talking about 2D or 3D as well. But have we got any favorite levels? Any favorite levels of Sonic that come to mind? And are we going to go 2D or 3D?
Zone.
Ice Cap Zone.
The music is too awesome.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, totally.
And it was actually based on the Jetsons' Hard Times, which never got released.
I just figured about this today, actually, because I've been obviously doing a little bit of research, because the alternative music in Sonic Origins is based on the Jetsons as well, but obviously not quite as good, let's just be honest.
The original, the alternative music's actually the alpha beta version. It's crap. I'm sorry. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. No. But yeah, Ice Cap Zone's a great show, isn't it? It's constantly always mentioned as one of the best levels. What beats else? Anyone else?
Also love Windy Valley for Sonic Adventure because the stage changes so insanely. First, you're like in this beautiful mountain, suddenly a tornado, and then you hear the music from Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, the first zone playing. Like, oh wow, this level's pretty cool, actually.
That's a good show.
And to follow on from Sonic Adventure as well, I really, as a kid anyway, the one that left an impact on me was Red Mountain. More specifically, when you go into the mountain and there's like prisoners in there, and the atmosphere is way more like dark and grim. And as a kid, I was like, whoa, what is this switch up here? What the hell is this? And the music is very ominous sounding as well. It was very weird, but it really left an impact on me. Yeah.
And the tombstones, the prison's actually dead, which is like, whoa, what happened?
Nuts, isn't it? Yeah.
That's
so
so
an
dark.
interesting fact, actually, as well, with Sonic Adventure is the transitions. The fact that it's not just one soundtrack. It's every time you transition to somewhere new, it's a completely different place with the music. So I can definitely agree with that.
I miss that.
It's amazing how they've done that concept.
I really miss that in the Sonic games, more transitional music, because it really adds to the feel like, oh wow, this game is amazing.
Now, Sonic Adventure, it was dare say almost ahead of its time in terms of doing stuff like that. I don't think there was anything really doing that at the time, so it's very clever in that respect.
I mean, the Dreamcast itself was ahead of its time.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Don't get emotional. Don't get emotional. It's okay. It's only been 20 years. Favorite levels for me. I mean, I don't know. I'm putting myself on the spot, even though I asked the question. I love Flying Battery Zone in Sonic and Knuckles. I love Chemical Plant Zone. Hydra City is one of my favorites.
The music's very good, especially Zone 2.
Yes.
And I love the background. The background, like you can see all the sewer and everything. Like, oh wow! And you just go deep into the level.
Yeah, 100%. I love the music. Act 2 is just it's so much full of adrenaline, isn't it? It's so good. Oh man. Right. Okay. So sorry, you go.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
No, I haven't actually said mine yet.
Oh, so sorry. You go.
Sorry. No worries. Marble Garden Zone is mine because the music is just an absolute banger. I have to admit. And the scenery around it as well, the way everything changes, like with the way the earth shakes, and then you get the new slope from it, and the way everything starts coming downwards as well. And you have to try and run out of it before you get crushed by it, and it's just amazing, that level all together, And you got 2 separate soundtracks again on that with Act 1 and Act 2.
Yeah. Hot take. I'm not the biggest fan. I think we talked about this before, Monster, haven't we? I'm not the biggest fan of Marble Garden Zone.
Yeah, I think we have talked about that.
I have. Yeah, I was like, oh no, sorry, Monster.
You know why I find Marble Garden fascinating? Because there's a glitch when you're on the blue thingy and you fall into the black puddle. You get shot up to the end of the level, and I didn't know what level wrapping was as a kid. So suddenly, everything is glitch. I was getting scared, and Robotnik was spawning from the walls. Like, what is this, Mom? I think I broke my Mega Drive. I was in tears and all terrified. And She's like, "What did you do to the game?" I said, "I don't know."
How many of you guys used the debug modes when you were a kid? Just spamming everything, just getting all sorts of boxes and putting the ending thing that you jump on right at the beginning of the levels and all sorts.
Yep.
Oh man, goodness. So who's played Sonic 06? And what was your experience? I've not played it, so I come out of this one. I'm out of this one.
Same.
So.
Me too.
No?
Tango, have you played it?
I have. And you know what? I don't think it's nearly as bad as people make out. I really don't think it is.
Okay.
I think Sonic 06 was a victim of the era it came out when people just really wanted to go in on Sonic. And look, no, the game is buggy. I can't deny that about it. It is a mess of a game and it was rushed. But I played it, I think I first played it like 2015, 2016, quite a while after it came out. And I remember playing and thinking, this is what people were going ham on? You know, really? There's been much worse games before it and since it, I would argue. And as well, like there was a lot of YouTube content around the time it came out that was just the whole shtick of the content was just Sonic 06 is bad, you know, but they would very rarely actually talk about it, honestly, what makes it bad. It was the trend to hate it. So I do think Sonic 06 is kind of a victim of the era it came out, in my opinion.
No, that's a fair take.
I have played it for 30 minutes, and it was at my best friend's place. The first zone when you play as Sonic, I fell right through the graphics. I spawned again, fell through the graphics. I'm like, what is this shit? I can't finish the level because I keep falling through the graphics all the time. So I had to reload the Xbox 360, I think it was on. Or was it Xbox? Don't remember anymore. So I gave it like 30 minutes time. And I just didn't, the bugs were like, no, this is not fun. The game keeps crashing on me, keeps bugging. I'll just leave it alone. And when I saw some YouTube videos about the story, I was like, it's a shame because the story's actually pretty good besides the ending, I feel. Like the story it had very interesting mechanics, but as Tango said, it was a victim from when it was released and it was rushed. That's the problem. And maybe Sega just went a bit too far with the story in the end. I was a bit like, this is weird. But otherwise, I wish it wasn't so buggy because I do want to give it a chance.
Isn't there like a fan project to actually start to fix it now? Isn't there?
There is, yeah. It's very impressive, actually. It's amazing what they've done with that game to make it very functional now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have thought about giving it a try, for either for trying to see if it actually is as bad like people are saying, like Tango's mentioned, or seeing if the bugs then the fan made project actually is quite good. I don't know. I might do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that as well, actually.
Quite
I've
interesting
never touched
experience.
it.
Yeah.
Because for me, back then I was on a period of like not actually playing on consoles or PC or nothing. I don't know why I had this like little blackout from not playing any computer games. I don't know why, but yeah, so I didn't own like a Xbox 360 or nothing like that, and obviously it came out with the PS3 later on anyway as well. But my comeback to console was actually in 2010, so I missed out on Sonic 06 completely.
Yeah.
So if I'm honest, I didn't even know of its existence back then until about mid last decade, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I had an Xbox 360, but it was I had about 2008 or something like that, and then obviously all the reviews and all the ham, should we say, had already happened. Yeah, I didn't actually get to play it at all. Yeah. Okay, do we call Dr. Robotnik, Dr. Robotnik, Eggman? Is it both? Is it interchangeable? Because apparently it's both, isn't it? That's what the law says. So who do we all call him? I'm Team Eggman, by the way. Tango,
Robotnik,
you're Robotnik monster.
Yeah. And
Robotnik
were like, Eggman? There's Eggman.
Is it like Robotnik's his name, but Eggman's just the nickname, I presume, is it?
Yes.
It's as simple as that. Yeah, Eggman comes a bit quicker to me as well, yeah.
Robotnik, because when I hear Eggman, it's Sonic just bullying him, and he even said in Sonic Frontiers, I took over Eggman to try to beat him in his own game. Haha, like, oh, okay. Fair enough. But to me, it will always be Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, so it's the same for me. But my kids troll me. They know that it bothers me. The three of my kids are like, it's Dr. Eggman, Dad. I'm like, shut up. It's not, man. So do we have a favorite Sonic 2D and Sonic 3D title? I'll ask you first, Teresa.
I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles with the lock-on technology because there you get like a very long game, a lot of more characters. You have my favorite robot, which is it Mecha Sonic MK2 his name is? Or Metallics? He's one of my favorite robot Sonic villains. And in 3D, before you would ask me, I would say Sonic Adventure, but now Sonic Frontiers has taken that trophy from me. Because Sonic Frontiers was amazing, and it was for once a modern game that was very decent onto like 80% in, which is a good track record for Sega, to be honest. And the story, the writing behind the characters was really well done. I was really impressed.
Excellent.
And the boss fights were really epic.
What about you, Monster?
Yeah, you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly the same for me as well, to be fair. Including the soundtracks on top of it as well. But I will say with Sonic Adventures is the fact that, you get to play all the playable characters and then have that bonus one of Super Sonic, of defeating Chaos at the end.
That's the only thing I miss. Like, we can't play as Tails or Knuckles because I really enjoyed the Knuckles levels from the adventure games. And I want them to bring... They should just give them an own game where you like a treasure hunt with Knuckles and the Chow, of course.
Oh, completely agree. Definitely. I would love that.
Same.
And Tango?
For the 3Ds, it's going to be Sonic Adventure for obvious reasons, but even though that's really sold me on Frontiers, I was apprehensive about getting Frontiers, but that sounds good. But with the 2Ds, a little bit of an out-of-the-way answer. Sonic CD is probably my favorite 2D one, because it introduced Metal Sonic, big surprise, but also the soundtrack in that is insane. It's like peak Sonic soundtrack in my opinion, personally, probably because it's very, very a lot of it's very like hip hop and techno inspired when you listen to it. But it also had the whole concept where when you're going through a level, you can get the bad future or the good future. So there's like each level had effectively 3 varieties, which when I played that I was like, whoa, that's funky, that's cool, that's such a good spin on the Sonic formula that all the other 2D games had. So yeah, Sonic CD wins for that.
I'm just curious, which soundtrack do you prefer? Is it the NTSC J you prefer, or the PAL NTSC version?
Whichever one Japan had. I presume they had the PAL one, didn't they?
No, the PAL had the American one, I believe. I'm not sure.
Okay. I trip up with that as well. The American one is not as good in my opinion. I feel like it dumbs down a lot of the qualities that made the Japanese one good, in my opinion. But they're both solid. They're not bad. Neither's bad. Just preference.
No, I never played Sonic CD for years until it came out on the Xbox 360. Actually, it got remastered, didn't it? So that was my first forays into it, and it's just a crazy cool concept. Again, talking about ahead of its time, the fact that you can do the past and the present and the future. The past and the future. It's so cool. Yeah, I need to explore them more. I've beaten Sonic CD twice, but I've not thoroughly explored each level, because that sounds like a proper project to do that. It'd take a long time.
And it's a very hard Sonic as well. It's not an easy one, in my opinion, so it's hard to justify going back to it sometimes.
You need a different mentality to play it.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Have you ever tried playing it on Steam?
No,
but I've not tried it, no.
It's not bad, it's so quick that it's just impossible to get past the Carnival one.
Okay.
Level. Yeah, it's just literally you can't jump out of it.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
You have to use a specific modification that someone made to slow down the FPS rate for it.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I tried it and I was like, oh my god, I could not get out of this. Because you literally zip through levels. You zip through them.
Christ.
I've only played it on the Mega CD because I have it now. Got it last year, and I was blown away by the soundtrack. As Tango said, the soundtrack is really good. But I also know if you have the mentality to speedrun the game, you're not going to enjoy. You need the mentality, hey, I want to explore the levels to actually enjoy the game fully.
No, I need to fully get more involved in it. I'm kind of the same as you guys, though. Game Mistress and Monster in terms of Sonic 3 Knuckles for me, and Sonic Adventure, yeah, for sure. I do need to try Sonic Frontiers. I'm kind of on Tango's side where I've been apprehensive, but no, yeah, that's a really nice sell that. Teresa, I should play it. That's for sure. Yeah.
I mean, Ian Flynn wrote the story, so he did a good job there.
No, he really did. He really did. It's an amazing game.
I'm sorry to say, you're missing out.
Yeah, I'll sort that out.
And they're adding DLC where you can play as the other characters.
Oh, really? Oh God, fair play. They've really gone for it, haven't they? It's almost like the game that they hoped that Sonic 06 would have been, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they were quite apprehensive to make a game like that for so long, and now they've finally gone, right, let's make Sonic Frontiers. And yeah, they got it right, it seems, haven't they? So that's awesome.
My biggest complaint of Sonic Frontiers was no Shower Garden, and the last island was a letdown, but they even said it was rushed. It felt like this is a disappointment, because the rest of the game was so good.
All right, so we've been talking about music, which is nice. So have we got any favourite songs, any favourite level music? You know, again, this it's littered full of amazing songs, and the soundtracks are notoriously good, aren't they? So have we got any favourite? I'll ask Tango
Lava
first.
Reef Zone, both Act 1 and Act 2 have really amazing soundtrack.
No, I agree with that, actually. Yeah, Lava Reef 2 is amazing.
And the Mega Drive Genesis version of Sonic 3D Flicky Blast. I found all the songs on the Mega Drive version were better than the Saturn, but that's just my personal opinion. Not many people mention 3D Blast, but I love every song. I like the volcano level, the ice level, the beginning.
That Diamond Dust is my favourite from Sonic 3D. I played that on the Saturn, but I don't remember the difference in the soundtrack, but it was like, I played it on the Saturn like back in like 1999 or something like that. So yeah, no. So sorry, Tango. What was your favorite Sonic music?
The first one, I mean, all the soundtracks are amazing, so that's a really difficult question. But the one that's coming to mind, just in terms of banger after banger, Sonic the Fighters. Not gonna lie, if the soundtrack in that is just, it's something else. It's so hype. It's so high energy for the game that it is. It's pretty relatively fast-paced fighter anyway. It's goofy as hell, but I love that game so much. But there's a really nice track from Sonic Chaotix that got a remake in Generations called Doorway into Summer, I think is the name of the track. And that's like it's very nostalgic now because it's been like 10 years since that game came out, even more now. But if you haven't heard that remake of that song, please do. It's a really nice orchestral track from Generations. Yeah.
Nice. And Monster?
Yeah, for me, obviously, they're all bangers, let's be honest. Right, every single one of them, especially like Chemical Plant Zone and I can't remember, it's called Battery Zone.
Flying Battery.
I don't know why it just went off the top of my head then. But might be a bit of an unpopular opinion at the same time. But Sonic Adventures, just the roaming zones, the music for them are just amazing. Especially the I forgot what it's called again. No, Mystic Ruins. The Mystic Ruins.
Yep.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. It's just you can listen to that all day. Honest God.
And the theme songs of each character.
Definitely. Definitely. Especially Tails, actually. Tails is a good one.
Yep. Sonic Adventure 2 had more darker theme songs to some of the characters, but it was still pretty epic, I found. But sadly, the GameCube version didn't allow you to listen to the full version. I don't know if the Dreamcast does or not.
I think it does in the Dreamcast, yeah. I got it there, actually, so I might have to try to check that afterwards.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. You just said some of my favourites already, so I can't... but you mentioned... what you just dropped my memory in terms of... You mentioned Mystic Zone, but Mystic Cave from Sonic 2. I love that.
Yes.
I love both the two-player and the one-player, because of course there's different songs, aren't they? I love both of those. Yeah. Absolute bangers, both of them. But yeah, again, Flying Battery... Chemical Plant for sure. I love Metropolis Zone as well. I think Sonic 2 is probably my favourite. I think I prefer Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I think the Sonic 2's music is probably edges it just for me. Yeah, absolutely love Sonic music.
One thing I really like about them. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
One thing I really love about the music, all the music, to be honest, in Sonic Adventure in particular, is that each character has a different genre. Like Sonic has the high energy rock, Shadow has the more rock but edgier. Knuckles always had hip hop. Rouge got kind of a bit of, I don't know what would the right word be. Maybe it's kind of South American sound to it, like definitely a bit of I think Hispanic sound, and it's just each character had a different style, and as a kid that was a great way to introduce me to new genres as well that I never would have heard of before, and I just thought that was a cool touch that they did in Sonic Adventure 2. They perfected it in Sonic Adventure 2, I think.
Oh, definitely. No, Knuckles' hip hop one was actually really good as well, and I'm not a fan
Fantastic.
of hip hop really either, but it was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
It's the only hip hop I like, actually.
Yeah.
It's Knuckles' theme.
So who's seen the Sonic movies, and what are our thoughts on them? I've only seen the first one, so I can't comment on the second one personally yet. But Tango, I'm going to choose you again. Mohaha.
Yeah, I've seen them both, and I honestly think they're probably the best thing that's happened to Sonic in a long time. They're like perfectly accessible to someone who doesn't know the first thing about Sonic, but also they respect the source material, which is something, as we all know, game adaptations very rarely do, right? Like, even in the first film, there's like throwbacks to, or one of them anyway, there's throwbacks to the comics. There's like references to the Sonic comics, which is relatively obscure thing to reference, I think, with Sonic. So I don't know, they're great. I love them. I love them to bits. And Mario has a lot of competition when that movie comes out, not gonna lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Monster, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna hang my head in shame here because I actually haven't seen them yet.
Right,
I
get out.
never got
Get
around
out.
to seeing them. I know. I'll get
It's
out
fine.
now. No, perfect excuse though. I was gonna go see the first one when it first came out, but obviously pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So, and then I kept saying, "Oh, I'll watch it. And I just haven't got around to doing it. So I've got it planned. I have got it planned. But I will say one thing. Thank God they changed the character design.
Yes. Oh
It
God.
looked like something of Jumanji.
Oh God. What about you, Game Mistress? Have you seen them?
So I've seen both, and I had to see the first one twice because the first time I saw the first one, I thought, "Oh, this is a direct taken from the game." So I was very disappointed. Like, wait a minute, this is a different universe. I'm like, this is crap. And then I saw with my best friend again because I'm like, okay, it's a different adaptation of Sonic. Like, okay, this is pretty good. And the second one, when they brought in Tails and Knuckles, like, yes, there you can see the friendship again and them being really awesome. I really loved the second one. I prefer better than the first one because I'm not really sold on the whole human thing. Yeah, I know why they're there. They're like, I can't spoil it. True, I can't spoil it for Monster. I know why they're there, but the second one is my absolute favorite. The first one, I had to watch again to appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it's I've really enjoyed the first one, but I've heard the second one's better. I've been just trying to find my time to watch it. I've heard only the best things about it. It's and I think Tango's point is fantastic. Well put in terms of it's so exciting to be a Sonic fan again. Like that, just feeling that again. Like there was that again. We go through the 06, almost like just a shame almost. And then 2D versus 3D, new design, old design, all that stuff. But now I feel like fans have come together really nicely with the movies now, old and new.
I don't think Nintendo's going to top them off somehow. I mean, I've seen the trailers for the new Mario movie, and I think, as Tango said, they're going to have a lot of problems. And Jim Carrey is very good as Dr. Robotnik. He has the
So
perfect
good.
insanity to
Perfect.
be him.
Yeah,
I mean, he is
totally.
a perfect casting for that. Let's be honest. I will definitely agree with that.
Oh, I was I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, and I was like, "What, Dr. Robotnik? How? Why? Okay, we'll wait." And then, of course, he's just Jim Carrey'd it, and it's just perfect. He's got the right level of just madness, hasn't he? That Robotnik has. Sorry, Eggman. Eggman. Yeah.
None of that, no. None of that.
Oh, so is there any characters that we don't like, or are we
Yes.
happy with them all? Go on then, Game Mistress.
Everyone's going to hate me for this. I'm sorry to say, I hate Shadow.
Okay, yeah.
Because before Shadow was there, Knuckles became more the edgy character in the end. Like, he was more violent and everything. And then they put Shadow in. Like, he was really cool in Sonic Adventures too. That was really fair. But then they made his own game. Hey, let's give you guns. Let's make you violent. Let's make you batshit crazy. Because why not? And I'm like, you just made him from a very cool, edgy character. And now you're treating him like crap. So I don't like what they've done with him. And I'm like, ew, go away.
I never did play Shadow the Hedgehog. I've heard not very good things about it. But yeah, anyone else? Monzo?
I can only base it on one game, and we've mentioned it many and many times already. Tails and Sonic 2. Because
Poor Tails.
simply because each character has their own unique thing in every game, practically. So, and I like them all. Even if it's Amy, even if it's the robot, can't remember his full name right now, because it's actually been a while since I played it. It's E something. E's amazing as well, and obviously, I can't remember his name. What's going on with my brain at the moment? The cat dude who fishes.
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yes.
Yes, big. Of course. Yeah. And that was quite unique. It was quite like a relaxing thing. Just go fishing, So I don't know. If I'd have to say otherwise, it would be big because it was quite a short amount of time you get to have to play with him. But otherwise, yeah, it's got to be Tails on Sonic 2. I'm sorry, just solely because of trying to get them emeralds.
Oh, it's so true though, isn't it? Two-player Sonic 2 is just playing one player with two players, as in Sonic and Tails. It's just unfair, and I think that's where a lot of my dislike for Tails comes in, because it's like, no, don't, no, okay, yeah, he's just lost me 10 rings.
He trips you up on purpose.
Yeah, he does.
He trips you up on purpose. He wants to see you suffer.
First thing I ever do is load up Sonic 2, press start, down, press A, and then Sonic only. Press start. That's me every time on Sonic 2. But Big gets a bad rap as well, to be fair, doesn't he? As well, so yeah, it's an interesting choice as well. Tango, what about yourself?
To further add to that bad rapping, I really wasn't keen on Big's stages as a kid, so naturally that meant I hated Big. Which is very unfair, but I really, as a kid, I just couldn't wrap my head around how you play them. So then I was just like, oh, screw this guy, screw this stupid ass stage, screw this character. But as a kid, or as an adult even, I replayed them and I like them a lot better now. So the hatred's gone. But that's the only one I even came remotely close to disliking. I really do like Sonic's characters, their designs, but they're just likable, simple characters, and yeah, there's no one I outright dislike. But I do get your point about Shadow, though, because I think Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2 is very different to how he is in every game after that. They went ham on the edge for sure, and in Sonic Adventure 2 he's not edgy, he's kind of just very troubled, I guess. I don't know, as a character.
And he redeems himself, while the other games kind of just crap on that, like, oh, we like you being an edgy a-hole for no reason. Like,
yeah, I see that for sure.
Yeah, I've only known as Shadow as being that edgy character, because I've never played Sonic. I've not played Sonic Adventure 2, and I've not really played any Shadow game for that matter either. But yeah, he's always come across as this really edgy character, over the top. And I think I was around. When that came out around like 2003 or so, didn't it? So I was starting to get a bit like I was into my teens at that point, where I was like, oh, who is this guy? Is that the thing? So yeah, I've never had a like for Shadow either. So I mean, we mentioned 06 actually, Sonic 06. I mean, what Shadow the Hedgehog? Has anyone else played it? What's everyone's experiences of it? Is it as bad again as it got mixed and negative reviews, if I remember correctly, didn't it? There's some people that thought it was okay as a shooter. Monster, have you played it?
Not much of it, solely on that reason, if I'm honest. But obviously, your reasonings as well about Shadow, the change of his how he's portrayed, But no, I haven't played much of it, to be fair.
Yeah, have you played Tango?
Yeah, I actually played Shadow a lot growing up, to be honest. I think I didn't question how edgy or how tonally weird it was as a game in the franchise as a kid. I quite enjoyed it. I mean, I can see why people are mixed on it for sure. And again, the time it came out, it was when games were being edgy. It was the GTA era, wasn't it? Where everything had to be a shooter. But I enjoyed it for what it was. And I thought the branching paths in the game, again, that's the thing about Sonic. Even when they kind of fall down with some games, they always have something inventive in there. And I thought what was inventive in Shadow was the branching paths, the multiple endings, the routes and all that. So I enjoyed it for what it was,
And what did you think of it then as a game then, Teresa, Game Mistress? What did you think?
So I wanted to play it because I wanted to experience the branching paths and so on. But when I read no, he has guns, I'm like, this is not adding up to what happened in Sonic Adventure 2. I know it's more of a backstory game, so sadly I passed it on. But I do want to play it now because I do want to experience what it offered. And that's it really I have to say about it. I just felt the character change was so, because Shadow could either be a good guy or a bad guy in between. I thought that was really okay. It sounds like to me Sega doesn't really know what they want to do with this character. Interesting.
It's interesting, but I think didn't it sell quite well, didn't it? If I remember correctly. And I know the reviews weren't great. I'm surprised it hasn't been kind of considered. Like Sonic Color's got a remaster, for instance. It's not really been considered to get a remaster or anything like that. It's an interesting title for sure, I think, in the whole franchise. Yeah, so this is an interesting question. So what levels would you put into a hypothetical Sonic Mania 2? Because and I've got a list of the levels that were in Sonic Mania 1 if people want them, because I had to scratch my head like, what levels were in there? Because was it my memory playing tricks on me thinking that these certain levels were in Sonic Mania or not? So I'll just, again, to recap, there was Green Hill Zone, Stardust Speedway, Chemical Plant, Lava Reef, Hydra City, Flying Battery, Oil Ocean, and Metallic Madness. So those were the 8, if people want to know. So I'm putting you all on the spot here. I know I am. So you're like, oh no, don't choose me, Johnny Beard. I am gonna pick on you, Tango. I'm sorry, if that's okay.
Nice. God, I feel embarrassed. I played Sonic Mania, but I don't really remember it that well, to be honest. It didn't. It's very well made, but it didn't leave much of an impact on me as a game. I won't lie. But I think if we're to bring one back, Chemical Plant, purely because it's been a mainstay for God knows how long in the franchise, and you got to keep it rolling. So I'm always down for that to return. I always liked how those the Chemical Plant stages work as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it was in the first one, Chemical Plant. It was in the Sonic Mania 1. They in fact, what they did with Chemical Plant, I thought was really clever, because you got all the liquid at the bottom, haven't you? And they made it do different. They changed the colors of it, and you can do different things, like bounce really high off it and stuff like that. It was really clever. But no, that's fair enough. If you didn't like Sonic Mania 1 that much, that's fair enough.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just I don't remember it very well. I think I need to replay it again. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. What about yourself, Monster? What would you put into Sonic Mania 2?
Firstly, I must say, Sonic Mania really brought excitement back for me with Sonic. I was really, really hyped for it when it first came out. I really couldn't wait. But if I'm gonna put a level in there, I will say it again: Marble Garden Zone. Definitely that. Maybe Mushroom Hill Zone as well. I think that deserves to come back as well. Yeah,
I like Mushroom Hill Zone.
Yeah,
I think
it's definitely. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was going to say Marble Gardens would be really interesting though, because again, what Sonic Mania does, it is like remixes the levels, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can you imagine what they would do with the concept that they had, which is very innovative even back in the day, like 20 years later? I think it'd be really cool.
Definitely, hands down, 100%. Because it's not only that. It's with obviously in Sonic Mania 1, they had the first act was like the first act of the original game. But then the second act was the one where they remixed it, wasn't it? So I think that would be, it'd be good for the nostalgic side, and then the new side of it, where it's just like it'd be wow again. It did wow me. Sonic Mania, I did like it. It's hard to get the emeralds, so we'll definitely say that. But there is a cheese way of getting them as well, though.
And Gimis, just what would you say for Sonic Mania 2?
I want to see Scrap Brain Zone because I love the music in that stage remix, and I just had it was a Sonic 2 level, and my brain, of course, just died on me. Oh, come on, don't do this, brain. Let me just go through all the stages again. It wasn't that one. It's definitely Scrap Brain Zone. It was the Sonic 3 stage. Not Hyrule City has been remade. I had it on me. Oh yeah, Hidden Palace Zone. I want to see the full version of Hidden Palace Zone, how it's really meant to be. Because that one has been only released on the mobile game and then Sonic Origins. I want to see the full-fledged original Hidden Palace Zone. And with that said, I want them to bring back all the Sonic 2 levels they didn't bother finish. They did that in one level of Sonic Mania. They did the desert one where you change themes that they brought back. But I would like to see them bring up other levels never completed. Or I want to make brand new levels.
Yeah.
I get really creative.
Yeah. Because I think there was like four, if you include that desert one, five original levels, I think there was, and the 8 remix levels. But yeah, Scrap Brain would be great. Like, again, when we think about concepts, I mean, when the first Sonic game came out, Scrap Brain's like, brutal level. Absolutely. It still kicks my ass today. It still kicks my ass today.
Even the Master System version.
I've not played that. I've not played the Master. I need to do that. I need to play the Master System games and the Game Gear games. That's on my list. That's on my list to do.
You can get the Game Gear ones on Master System as well. Sonic Chaos, I believe you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's on the Master System too. So.
Nice.
Very decent.
Oh,
You just can't play Sonic Triple Trouble, sadly. That's Game Gear only.
Yeah, that's the one that you can't. Yeah,
Mm.
a good game actually as well.
so
Uh,
it's a bit of a weird question. This I don't know why I put it in, but I thought it'd be an interesting discussion. Do we have any favorite enemy designs? That like one thing that I've, again, just going back to myself in terms of, I used to love looking through the manuals when I was a kid and just seeing the artwork, you know, and stuff like that. And again, you usually go in like gallery mode, don't you, on the old games or the new games, and just seeing how they came up with it. So it's just one of those things that really have always resonated with me, is the effort they've always put into the designs of the robots. So yeah, anyone got any favorite designs? I'm gonna pick on you, Monster.
Okay. I can't remember the names of the monsters. Well, the robots, I should say, with the flickies inside them.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I can't remember the names of them, but it's I like the ones that like challenge you. So like on not Scrap Brain. What's the one on Sonic 2? With the awesome music again. Before the last 2 levels.
Oh,
got 3 acts.
it wasn't Genocide City. I know.
Yeah.
It's the very, very hard one, the starfish robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Metropolis.
Yes.
Metropolis. Yes, Metropolis. I like the one with the like a grasshopper, and it shoots the claws out as well, because it challenges you to think you got to try and get over this, even if you just you're not aware of it. You just got to try and use your reaction to be able to try and get around it.
Yeah.
I think those enemies were my favorite because I just like a challenge. I've always loved challenges, so I've never liked taking the easy route of stuff.
All the enemies in Metropolis are just evil.
Yeah,
they're all
lobster as well.
Yeah, they're all bastards.
Yeah,
in very unique ways. What about you, Teresa? What are your favorite designs?
I want to see Metallic's return, the robot Sonic from Sonic 3 Knuckles, because he was such a cool villain. I mean, we got Metal Sonic, but I just loved his design was cooler. He was more sinister, taller, more evil. He could turn into, what was the super hyper form of his robot? That was like a really nasty boss.
Yeah.
And I also would like to see Scratch and Grounder return, not as dumb idiots, but like more challenging, because they were Robotnik's henchmen in the cartoon and everything, and they are in Sonic 2, but it is a pushover. I would love to see them return.
I agree with that, actually.
And the robots from Mean Bean Machine. They were from the cartoon. They're also really good, really nicely designed.
And the comics too.
Yeah. And Tango, have you got any favorite designs?
I think I always had a fondness for Chaos from Sonic Adventure, because the multiple forms he has leading up to the absolutely terrifying, to be honest, final design. I just, especially because the FMV intro to Sonic Adventure, where you see it, he's like a weird lizard looking thing, but he was very threatening looking to me, very kind of absurd design, and it scared me as a kid, to be honest. But I think that's exactly why I like the design. Yeah.
And I completely agree. Very, very well thought out, that design. Yeah, one thing you mentioned, Teresa, that I liked is the Dr. Robotnik. That's one thing, again, when it comes back to memories, I used to live, again, with Sonic Compilation, with the Dr. Robotnik from Mean Bean Machine, and seeing certain characters, again, having a little bit of a personality to them from the game. So I used to like the monkey design. Coconuts, yeah. And because in Sonic 2 he was, again, really annoying, but really well designed. You just jumped at the wrong time, that's it. You lost your rings, haven't you? And so I liked his design. He was really clever. So yeah, awesome. So we've already talked about Sonic Frontiers a little bit, but let's talk about it a bit more in depth, because I think the only person that's really properly played it, if am I right in saying, was you, Teresa. So can you so tell us, what were your favourite parts of the game, and tell us a bit more, really.
So what I love about Sonic Frontiers, the story was frigging brutal for a Sonic game. There was war, there was death, and the characters were all emotionally growing up. Like, Amy was not like she was like, oh my god, she's like in the comics of IWD or from Ian Flynn. She was very mature. She wasn't no longer, oh my god, I love you, son. She was like trying to be a leader, which I really loved. I think the character design, how they developed really good. The boss battles. You got a feeling of Sonic Frontiers, you're doomed. And I really liked that. So I really love the very big boss battles, like even Super Sonic. well, he's hopeless if you play him wrong. So the whole atmosphere was really well thought together in Sonic Frontiers. So, but yeah, the story really took me by surprise. I even said to my best friend, we were playing because I just had my COVID shots, so I was feeling ill, so I was playing the game, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, they really went out and beyond with the story. Like you got emotions for these little Koroks, which what they actually were." And I just broke down crying because I can't save them. It's horrible.
Wow, crazy, isn't it? I mean, in terms of like how far we've come as Sonic stories go. Let's be honest.
I mean, there's genocide in that game. Let's just be honest.
Christ. Goodness. Oh my god. Does anyone else want to add anything to that in terms of like? I mean, I really want to get it now. I do want to get Sonic Frontiers. I do feel like I'm missing out. So.
Yeah, the atmosphere is great in that game. Definitely, it does give you a sense of dread and sinisterism as well around it as well. So like the music as well just helps with that. I will definitely say that first level you play is like you're doomed. Everything is being erased. It feels that way anyway. But yeah, it's amazing. So well written.
And the second boss fight with the flying dragon, that was amazing. I was like, this is how you play a Supersonic. That was... I want to redo that boss because it was so good. So I made a save point before so I could redo it whenever I want to.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
Monster, did you play it on hard mode? Did you finish the last boss in hard mode?
No, I haven't done hard mode yet. That's something I'm going to plan for stream myself, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, I like to play a lot of hard mode, so I like to keep the special moments for that,
Awesome. Tango, have you played it? Or you might have? Because I haven't. No.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm glad. Like when it came out, I was glad to hear generally positive things. But I'm a bit cynical with the Sonic franchise because I grew up a big Sega fan, so I'm kind of like, yeah, Sonic's cool, but Sega make something else. Use so many other IPs. But I'm at least glad to hear that Sonic Frontiers sounds really good at long last. It took long enough to get here, but we got there.
So. Again, Therese, you mentioned Sonic 3D. I haven't put this on my list of questions, but yeah, hot take, I like Sonic 3D. I know it's flawed. I know it's not the best game, and I know it's not actually 3D either. But I actually really like Sonic 3D, and the music's fascinating, like you mentioned as well. So, what's everyone else's thoughts on Sonic 3D? Did you like it? Who don't know who making? Yeah, Tango. Did you like it?
Sonic 3D Is that Sonic 3D Blast? Are we talking about?
Yeah.
Or is it that one? Oh yes, I did play that. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really cool concept. It looks a little bit dated now graphically, and yeah, like you said, it's not even really 3D, is it? But it was taking the formula we've known and adding a whole new layer to it. Yeah, I loved it. Loved it to bits. I think I played it in one of those like compilation Sonic games on like the PS2 or the PS3. I don't remember it terribly well, but I did like it.
What did you think of it, Monster? Did you like it?
I did like it as a kid. I will say that. Although it did get very repetitive because the exact same levels are all the way through practically. Save 10 flickies, go through the ring, and fight the boss on like the third act. That's basically what it was, wasn't it? But it was quite fun. Otherwise, but it's just like it got old pretty quickly as well. I found. But I agree. It's not really 3D at the same time, but. Technically, it is because you move in different ways.
Yeah.
To,
2.5D maybe. I don't know.
I think that's what they call it.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think they call it 2.5. Yeah. No, but I think that's a good point. Actually, I do feel like maybe after like half an hour, I'm like, okay, yeah. But it is. I do enjoy it. What were your thoughts then, Teresa? Did you like Sonic 3D?
I love the music. The music's one of the best again. It was so amazing on the Mega Drive. However, there's a fan patch where they rebuild Sonic 3D, where I think you can actually play as the other characters and get Supersonic unlocked. Because I was disappointed, I got all the Chaos Emeralds. No Supersonic? Are you for real? Those bonus stages were a bitch when you were a kid. As I said, I love the music, but I do agree with the other two. The gameplay does get repetitive. Like it's like in the other Sonic games, they would always try to reinvent the gameplay. And Sonic 3 is like. Or Sonic 3D is like, okay, fair enough. And the secret boss fight, like, I think it's cool when you get all the Chaos Emeralds, you kill the secret boss. But again, I'm disappointed we didn't get the Supersonic final.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the big one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why did it. Well, I kind of do know why they didn't add Sonic, Supersonic in there. It would have been a bit weird. I don't know because it was so. Yeah, I don't know how it would work. But then again, you can get like the invincibility and the speed as well. So I suppose it would be the same. I don't know. But
Also, did you know there was a PC version of it too?
yes, I did. Yes. Oh. Do we have any favorite boss battles in the game series? I'm gonna ask you first, Teresa. Do you have any favorite boss battles?
Doomsday Zone. Of course, before that, in Death Egg Zone, you first have the stupid pinball machine, as I call it. Then you got the big robot, and you destroy him. Then he has the Master Emerald scene. You have to destroy him. You can fall in the ditch, and then Robotnik tries to get away. And you're like, okay, I'm finished. Nope. There's Doomsday Zone. You're supersonic, but you're vulnerable. If you're too slow, if you get hit, sucks to be you. That was such an amazing boss. When I first played as a kid, I'm like, no way, what is this? This is insane. This is like a whole new level of evil. I love it.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's one of my favorites. I love music as well. And I didn't know you had to storm forward. So I was just staying. I was just trying to dodge rocks. Just trying to dodge rocks. Like, well, how long your rings lasted for, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So yeah, once I finally figured out, okay.
And my second favorite is Chaos from Sonic Adventure. That boss was so epic with the music building up, him destroying Station Square. I was a bit disappointed in this boss fight in Sonic Adventure too bad. I mean, that was a very good one, but there's something with the Chaos, with the 3D boss fight of Chaos is really amazing because again, it's the same concept. You're supersonic, but you're vulnerable. If you mess up, he can kill you. You can drown. Oh well, you messed up.
Yeah. What about yourself, Tango? Have you got any favorite boss battles?
The one that really kind of tripped me up when I was younger was the Bio Lizard from Sonic Adventure 2 on Shadow's route. Just because the design was so unnerving to me. It's especially because the whole route of Shadow's whole route is him, finding out about who he is and what what he's created and all this drama. So finding such a monstrosity like that, the whole vibe of it was very foreboding and unsettling. On top of the design being disgusting, really, for that creature, and and the music as well on top of it is it's I don't know. I just thought the whole build up to that and then the boss fight really was cool. Yeah.
And yourself, Monster? Have you got any favorites?
Again, I'm going to agree with Teresa there because exactly the same for me. Doomsday, absolutely amazing. The build up to the music. The way he turns into Supersonic in the first place, and then the music speeds up when you're like getting less than 10 rings left, and you're like, oh, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it makes you panic.
Yeah.
And obviously Chaos as well, because Open Up Your Heart is just an amazing soundtrack. And it's a fitting way as well to like have a final battle as well. So it's very cool with the animation as well. Obviously, when he goes inside him, does that tornado thing and everything as well. But I will add one more.
Yes.
And it's been brought up a lot already. Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting a metallic version of yourself. How cool is that?
I was going to mention that when he's doing all the old Robotnik levels, I always like that little bit. It's such a nice little homage to the older games at the time.
Yeah.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, I also did the final Robotnik boss in Sonic 2 as well. Again, that's one thing that I've seen about streamers playing Sonic 2, how many different ways there is to beat the final boss of Sonic 2. People have got a very different strategy, I've noticed. And it's I love that fight as well. Yeah. Which is a lovely segue into my next question, which is about how many of us have streamed Sonic, and have we got any favourite streams involving Sonic as a video game? I'll ask you, Monster. Have you? As I know you have. So, and you've done original hardware, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've been doing a few marathons. I've done about 4 of them so far. I think maybe 3. Definitely 3. Anyway, and they're a lot of fun, because you're just trying to do as fast as possible. It's not like using speedrun strats as such, because that's something for a future me, because obviously I'm a speedrunner. But it's just a lot of fun trying to do it as quickly as possible. Seeing everything back to back as well with all the amazing music and everything as well. And my favorite stream of it though, It's a tough one to actually say because it's basically doing the same thing anyway, isn't it? Really, but maybe the last one because I actually had no deaths on it for once, and there was no crashes because I had a problem with Sonic 2 on the second time I'd done it where it just crashed halfway through.
Oh, no.
And it was like, I was like, we're skipping that one now because it took a while to even get there. Not the halfway through. It was like towards the end actually more than anything. And I was like, I'm not doing all that again, so we're just gonna skip that one. And so the latest one I did was pretty cool, I'd say.
No deaths as well, fair play. So I've been trying to do no death runs offline.
Yeah.
So fair play. And Teresa, have you? I'm sure you have. Haven't you played Sonic?
I played Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast. I played Sonic Adventure 1, and I played even horrible ROM hack Sonic on the NES. Oh no! I don't know who made that, but imagine you got a PAL NES. I have both, and the music is so slowed down. It makes your ears bleed. And Sonic's physics, he's drunk. And he even dies in his spin dash. I'm like, this is rubbish. So I was playing this god-awful Sonic NES ROM hack. And the community's like, yeah, you're getting dead. They were cheering me on while you just saw my sanity going away from me. And the favorite game I played was Sonic Adventure the Chaos Boss Fight because we were making fun. Yeah, too many people flushed the toilet at the same time. That's why Station Square got flooded. We were just making fun of the whole... And that's why Chaos got pissed because they polluted his drinking water. There you go.
Oh my god! Don't our community just love to see us suffer? That's for sure. Tango, have you played? I don't know if you have you?
I've only ever streamed Sonic once. I feel terrible now.
No, don't feel bad.
But I've only streamed it once for my birthday, like 2 years ago. I played Sonic Adventure 1. First time playing it in like a decade, so it was a lovely nostalgia trip. But yeah, I've not played it ever really beyond that. That's kind of bad, really. I need to change that.
Next special stream. Certain followers
absolutely.
or certain celebrations.
Sonic Marathon.
Yeah, go for it. I'll be there.
Definitely.
All right, one final question, guys. Let's try to summarize why we love Sonic so much. What does the series mean to us? The characters, the levels, music, everything. Why do we love Sonic so much? Tango, what's about yourself that you love about Sonic?
Oh god, I mean, like it's been part of my life as long as I've been alive, really. From the moment I got into gaming and cartoons, like I watched Sonic X growing up. I watched the OG 90s cartoon, or was it 80s or 90s? The old one, the old cartoon anyway. Sonic Underground, I watched that as well. It's always been there, and because of that, it kind of set my standards for like games, like character design, music, both game music and real life music, because I got into hip hop massively through Knuckles stages, and it kind of just defined everything about my tastes, and I still can see that now very much so. So to say it's had an impact on me as a franchise is putting it lightly, to be honest with you. And I even now when I'm kind of like half a fan, I still love Sonic, but like I wouldn't rush to buy it day one or anything like that, until I know that it's kind of back on track as a franchise. I'll always have time for it. It'll always trump Mario, for example, to me personally. So
yeah, for sure. I'm team Sonic for sure as well. Game Mistress and Nula for Kitty.
Yeah, it's Nusa. She's my mascot. Every time when I'm gonna call, she has to be there because she's my manager. So I grew up with Sonic. I saw him for the first time when I was 2, and Sonic has always been a very important part of my life because he got me into gaming, actually, even though it was my mom got me into gaming at the end, but it was something that really okay, games can be really, really fun. And Sonic was also such a personality. He's like, you never give up, just always keep on trying no matter how bad things. And that I kind of had that him as my role model when I was a teenager because life got a bit tough then. So I always like, what would Sonic do? So he's a very important part of my life because of that. And I didn't even care when the games became bad because I got Sonic Frontiers at day one and I was not disappointed. I was looking so forward. So Sonic has been in my life now for 32 years. That's insane.
Yeah. Wow.
And he also got me into drawing. I didn't really draw original characters, but because where I lived in Norway, Sonic wasn't really big there. There was no comics. I started to draw myself. And it's thanks to him that I can make my own stories now with other characters. Nothing to do with the Sonic universe, but that gave me the inspiration to do something.
Amazing. Awesome. A Monster, you want to send us home?
Where do I begin? No, no. It's just for me, it wasn't my first console or anything like that. Because my first console was it's not even a console really. It was the Commodore 64. Actually, I couldn't even say that properly. Let me say that again. Commodore 64. There we go. But in terms of like first mascot of a game was Sonic. So I just literally latched onto it, and I loved it since day one as well with that. Because I had growing up the Master System and the Mega Drive, so I had the Sonics on the Master System as well. So it was like comparing them as well. Well, number one is basically a copy of the one on the Mega Drive, or Genesis if you will, from America, obviously. But it's still got its own unique stuff on it as well. So it was just, I don't know, I just loved. I was very obsessed with playing Sonic as a kid. So growing up with it for me, it was just amazing. And the soundtrack again. I love the comics as well. I used to like literally buy the comics. Me and my brother used to have like a stack of them together and stuff like that. I used to read them all the time, and obviously the cartoons are amazing as well. And I don't know. I was just in my element when it was Sonic back in the day, as a kid. So it's just something I'll never let go of. Because I love the character. I love the games. I love the series, the comics, everything. It's just I'll never let it go.
Perfect way to end that. Oh, thank you so much, guys. That was so much fun. One more time, would like to tell us where we can find you. So, Game Mistress, where can we find you, Teresa?
So you can find me on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes a random evening stream, but I tend to stream from 4 p.m. UK time, which is 5 o'clock my time. You can find me active daily on Twitter. I'm also on YouTube. I try to upload 1 to 2 videos, a week. And I am also sometimes on Instagram. But yes, Twitch and YouTube are basically my hubs for my content.
Brilliant. Thank you. And Monster, where can we find yourself, sir?
Okay, so you can find me on Twitch as Monster the Mash. So, obviously you know what I do because I've mentioned it already at the start. You can find me on YouTube as well. Actually, I should say about Twitch as well. I do stream 3 to 4 times a week, mainly on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. They're the days I would normally stream from about 6 p.m. UK time onwards, unless it's a Saturday where I try to go a bit earlier, so it might be 12 or 2 p.m. GMT onwards. I also, on YouTube as well, I'll upload... I used to upload whenever I used to, but now it's just I have a plan. So I upload on Mondays and Fridays at the moment. Amazing. And you can find me as Monster
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. And Tango, where can we find yourself?
I'm really just on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at the moment. I stream 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Except this week because Resi 4 Remake's coming out. But normally Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And over on YouTube, I make roughly hour-long video essay review type beats. I usually try to go for once a month at the moment. I just dropped one a few days ago if you want to check that out. But yeah, that's really it. Yeah.
When's the Sonic 06 apology video?
Yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it happily.
Oh, excellent. Thanks so much, guys, again. That was amazing. And again, everyone that's been watching, thanks so much. All the best, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.